So there's this bad practice people do on their Peugeot V6 engines, specifically the ones with motorized throttle body (MTB), that do affect the engine management system, and it's as if they are not aware of that, and of the cause of some of the issues these management systems do exhibit over time, and that is switching off or switching on or starting the engine immediately. You switch off your engine, you immediately switch on ignition and start it immediately. That is very wrong. It's not good for the system. If you're observant, people that do that every once in a while, your engine, you may do it once, no issue, or it won't give you any problem. The second time you do it, your engine will go into limp mode. By limp mode, that means the engine will start but will not accelerate. So the ECU doesn't like that. The engine ECU. The best thing is when let's assume you are trying to test something on your vehicle, maybe to know if your battery is very good or your starter is very good. So you may need to start, switch off, maybe like 2 or 3 times to confirm what you wanted to check. When you switch on your ignition, give it some seconds before you crank the engine. For example, you switch in ignition, wait for at least minimum of 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Then you can crank the engine. Or you can follow the instruction on the instrument panel. When you look at the instrument panel, you will see some test going on. It may tell you battery, no, oil, okay, this one, fine, or it may show you your oil level, or so it may not necessarily need to wait for all the tests to show, to conclude the test is doing before you crank the engine. But at least if you can give it up to minimum of 3 seconds before you crank, the ECU prefers it that way. The observant one will also know that when you switch on ignition, you will hear sometimes after maybe within a minute or two, you hear the motorized throttle body. I'm speaking specifically now for the V6, like the ES9J4S, ES9A. You hear the motorized throttle body butterfly opening and closing. It's the ECU that is doing that initialization to know, to run itself before you crank the engine. So while it's doing that in that process, and you go and interrupt it without even waiting for it to do it, you switch off, you are messing up your engine management system. Most mechanics, they do this, without knowing, only for them to now condemn the MTB as if it was the cause, when the person behind the wheel caused this. These ECUs are computers. So don't expect them to be immediate, to respond immediately to all the components and everything. That's why you are meant to give it a few seconds to initialize, communicate with some sensors or component that it needs to work with the engine before you crank it. Now, this applies to other Peugeot vehicles, but I just wanted to point out the V6 one, because those ones, they don't even waste time. They will deal with you right there. But other Peugeot vehicles with MTB will likely give you this same symptom or mess up your engine management system if you do this. If you are the type that don't every time, switch off, start. No, it's not good. Give it some seconds before you crank your engine. Even if you are not doing switch on, anytime you want to start your vehicle and it has that motorized throttle body, switch on ignition, wait for some seconds, then you crank your engine. These people that what I'm trying to say is, you have also understand that sometimes when you are in a filling station to buy fuel, maybe you stepped out, and after doing your transaction, buying the fuel, The next vehicle probably right directly behind your car, you are about to enter your car to start and you start blowing horn immediately. Or maybe you just enter the vehicle, you haven't even sit properly, and you're trying to you start blowing horn immediately for you to drive, or so I can drive, you know, drive where you currently your vehicle is, or to start by. Don't get, just ignore them, because it will make some people to, to now immediately switch on ignition without waiting to start the vehicle. In fact, some will even do like the switch on ignition. They will just from that, as they are putting the key, they are turning it straight to start position, so that they will give way for the other person to drive it. It's meaningless. Just because somebody is impatient, or if you are stupidly impatient, not just impatient, because it's stupid, when a stupid impatient person, you go and mess up your vehicle. Ignore the person. Enter your vehicle, switch on your ignition, give it those seconds. Even if they are blowing hell, ignore them. Those 3 or 5 seconds will not make the fuel pump or fuel to finish. If your vehicle is the reason why your fuel, or will consume the entire fuel in the filling station, it doesn't make any difference. Even when you drive out and it comes in, no fuel, no fuel. So what's the point? So people do that a lot, and I understand that. But I mean, for me, if you do it, I won't even listen to it. I'm just going be doing my own thing. As you are doing it, in fact, I will even delay more. I will use that opportunity and now draw my seatbelt, close the door, check other things. I will just delay you intentionally so you learn your lesson. What will you do? You hit my vehicle because I didn't drive out like a madman for you to drive in and buy your own food. So use that. I'm saying, don't let people push you into messing up your abusing your Peugeot car by yourself. Switch on ignition, give it some seconds, then you crank. At least minimum of 3 seconds. All these things will allow these cars are electronically controlled. They are run by ECUs, every this and that, the one for the engine, the one for the gearbox, the one for your radio, the one for your multifunction display, the one for your ABS, so many things. So if you rush it, they will crash. Sometimes it won't crash immediately on your way out or something, or the next day, one of them will pack up. You may now be forced to now how to reinitialize it, to reset everything before. So don't let anybody push into damaging or abusing your car because they are like I said, stupidly impatient. So like I bet V6 users, it won't even give you that time. If you do, it will mess you up right there. Sometimes it give you a grace of 1 or 2 when you abuse it in that manner. But other engines, maybe 4-cylinder, EW, THP, TU, and the rest that also use MTB, also adhere to this advice. If you don't want your electronics, modules, ECUs to start messing up, start acting funny, let them, come up, synchronize with every other one, this thing, before you start your engine, and everything works perfectly well. All right, that's all.